Welcome back to Crown Chats and to another bonus edition of footage never before seen from previous interviews. So in this bonus episode of Crown Chats, we are hearing from stars Benjamin Ayres and Cindy Busby. In the first clip with Ben, we hear about how getting a haircut turned into a remake of The Truman Show.
Be teaching me, I guess I should say.
Well, that's why I have the classes out there now.
Oh, so now I'm being tested. Maybe that's what it is.
I'm watching and judging. Have you ever watched, this is a sidebar. You want to go on a sidebar right now?
Sure.
Have you ever watched The Truman Show?
Yes.
I love The Truman Show. It kind of, and right before we hit record, you said, your hair looks great, right? But I was still kind of self-consciously doing this because it's way too long. So right now I'm shooting True Justice. And we filmed one, and I had to get my hair cut before the second one because it's just too unruly, okay? So I booked an appointment, and I arrived, and they said, "Oh, the barber's not here. He's like literally out of country." And I said, "I got a text reminder this morning saying be here at 1." And I like pushed another meeting, and I was like, she's like, "I'm so sorry. It's just the system. You automatically got that message." And I was like, "Ugh, it's so frustrating." She's like, "But you can come back later tonight and I can do it." I'm like, "It's fine. I'll just figure it out." So I leave. And then the next day I was like, you know what? There's another barber I go to. So I'm going to go to that barber today. I don't like them as much, but I know what they can do. And I walk up, and this is where the Truman Show thing comes in. It says, "Closed today only," and has the fakest looking caution tape just around the door with one brick on the ground that has fallen from the top somewhere, like above this, it had fallen down, and a guy that was like straight out of central casting with a clipboard kind of going, "Oh yeah, this doesn't look right." And I'm like, what is going on? So anyway, I didn't get my hair cut. My hair's a little longer than I wanted it to be. I don't like to get my hair cut on set because then you've got hair everywhere. Anyway, thank you so much for having me on. Pleasure to be here. That was our sidebar. You can cut that out if you want.
No, that's okay. I was always thinking like one of my little nicknames for you is like you're the hair of Hallmark, because I always think you have like the best hair. So there you go. But side note, I actually can cut hair. I've started cutting my husband's hair. I have been for like 4 years, and I cut my son's hair as well. I'm not licensed. Probably shouldn't say that either, but
no, I think you're allowed to.
If you're ever in an emergency and we're close by, if you trusted me, I'll cut your hair.
Good to know. Thank you.
And then when you were at the barbershop, you turned around and then everybody was moving normally again. The caution tape.
Yeah, they were all like, "Is he going to go in? What's going to happen?" Like, just keep moving. And then, it just was like all of the things were against me. They wanted me to have a scare for
I guess so.
Justice 3.
No, you're working it. It's okay.
And in our next clip with Ben, we hear all about the Professor's Lounge, now on YouTube.
Okay, and that said, this year you launched the Professor's Lounge on YouTube. What was your inspiration behind it, and what are you hoping it provides for your viewers?
I think I had done the Professor's Lounge. I get so many different people saying, "You should try this, or you should do that." Or at some point, somebody said, "Are you going to do classes?" And I was like early on, I think it was a friend of mine. And I was like, "Oh, that's kind of a fun idea." And then I came up with the Professor's Lounge. I was kind of playing around with, well, what if I do, again, there are a lot of podcasts and interview series within this world, but none us making it. And I was like, I kind of want to do more of a behind the scenes, and that was sort of the intent on the Martini Town. So the Martini Town event that we did, a year and a bit ago, I had all my friends on stage, and it wasn't like, what made you become an actor? It's like, let's talk about specific scenes and what it's like making it, because we talk about that stuff all the time, and they were like, "Is anybody even going to want to hear that?" I'm like, "I think they will. Like, I think they'll actually find it quite interesting. And we're going to be at an actual location where the films have been made. And then we'll go out there." And I have this idea of filming a scene and putting the fans in a movie, right? So it's kind of just an extension of that, of hoping to educate, because again, it's such a niche thing, the Hallmark world, and everybody loves these movies so much, and being able to talk about them in a way where I can give some behind the scenes knowledge and sort of and inspire. There are a lot of people who want to write, want to direct, want to act. How do I get into it? What would it be like? And I think that there is an idea of what acting is actually like, because if you're watching a movie from beginning to end in the comfort of your own home and you're going through the emotion with the music and the whole thing cut, you think, I could do that or I want to do that. But the experience of doing it is so different than the final outcome. So I guess in my hope was to just educate and have fun with it. And I started it by interviewing, my friends. So it was like Taylor Cole, Nikki, Peter Benson, Julie Gonzalo. And it worked out well because I was in Vancouver at the time. So I was able to do it with them in person for 2. But it's also the scheduling of it, because our schedules are all over the place. So I was like, well, how can I take more control of it where I don't have to say, oh, it's going to be this actor, but I don't know if they're going to work. And then I got to figure out the time, because like I had people on live while we were doing the interviewing. So I was like, well, I guess I could just do it myself and then just take questions from people and then just make them like 10 minutes, like little bite-size classes was sort of the impetus, because it's easy enough for me to do with a small team of people.
And in this first clip with actress Cindy Busby, I get a personal French lesson. Oui, oui.
That'd be lovely. So I'm a little jealous in a good way because you are fluent in French.
Yes.
Can you teach me a little French? Because that was what I wanted to take in high school. My mom told me I had to take Spanish instead, which all worked out as well. But
absolutely,
she can teach me something fun in French.
Oh, oui. You can say bonjour et bienvenue à Crown the Halls avec Cindy Busby.
I might just have to replay that like 10 times.
Bonjour. Bienvenue à Crown the Halls avec Cindy Busby. Ta-da! You did it!
I got bonjour, oui, oui. I don't know. I love it. I saw a recent clip of you just going off on. I was like, oh my gosh, you just sound so cute speaking French.
Yeah, French was actually my first language, and my mom is French, my dad is English, and I only went to English school. So, yeah, I got the best of both worlds. It's certainly come in handy. But I will say, like, now that I live in the States and I speak English a lot, I mean, like 99% of the time, I kind of miss it. And then like when I go back home to Montreal, my brain is like boop, 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 boop. And then all of a sudden I'll like turn and talk to my husband in French. And I'm like, wait, like, I feel like I short circuit. And then I'm like, wait a minute. No, you're English. Okay, got it. So you kind of like your brain does shift back and forth. It feels like an interesting tennis match of French and English brain cells popping around in my head.
So like when you dream, do you dream in French? Do you dream in English?
I would say I probably dream in English. However, I don't know if there's like a particular language in dream. But I will say when I'm at home, like right now, I'll think in English. But if I'm back home with my family, I definitely think a lot more in French.
I'm gonna call that Fringlish or something in the
middle. Le franglais, as we say.
There we go. Now we have another word. I like it.
Yeah.
And in our final clip, Cindy tells us about the costumes on the new season of her show When Hope Calls, now on Great American Family. Some of them are a little more fragile, as they are original pieces, and some required some heavy lifting.
Yeah, I can't imagine the costumes. I feel like I'm like in paper mache or like eggshells all day.
That's how it felt, like paper mache. Yeah. And the dress I wore in the final episode for the party scene, it had like so many details and beads and things. The dress weighed like 10, like it was so heavy and it was so beautiful. But again, and the thing that I loved about the dresses too is they were always about like hiding the buttons and things. And so I would sometimes like put on a dress and be like, I don't even know how to tie this. And so I'd have to go into the costume trailer and be like, you need to help me out. I have no idea how this is supposed to be. And I would try and they would laugh. And sometimes they would discover it with me because we're just so not used to that kind of thing. So it was pretty cool.
Where's the zipper on this? Did they not have
Yeah, exactly.
And And that wraps up another bonus edition of Crown Chats. Thank you so much for joining me, and you don't want to miss out on all the future fun we still have to come, so please be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and of course follow me, Haley, at Crown the Halls on Instagram. And you don't want to miss out on all the sweet swag we have at our dressing festive shop for Crown the Halls and Crown Chats, so be sure to check out the link in the episode here, as well as in my Instagram bio. So until next time, wear your crown. Your crown may tilt, may it never fall, but you are beautiful and you are strong.